Okay, so I'm going to get all these other things out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to do some of this together, and then I'll let you finish it independently. Okay, so first things first, we're going to place our object on the paper, right? We're going to place our object on the paper. And I just really want to get a sense of spacing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ruler basically like where the middle is. I'm going to draw myself a vertical line across the page, right? So let me go a little bit closer for you guys. I was doing a big demo last hour with my painting class, so I should have lowered this, so I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to take the pliers and I'm going to line it up so the center of it is in the center of that line. Okay, if you want to switch your camera so that I can see that you're doing this, go ahead. So do the angle thing, right? Do the angle thing. Right, so we can see what you're doing here, okay? I'm gonna stop my video to prevent lagging here. Okay, so then what I want you to do is to draw a vertical line for where you're going to actually draw your pliers now. I'm gonna try to move it closer to me without making it super crooked. The camera's crooked, it's driving me bonkers. Okay, so I see some people are doing scissors. Just do the best you can with the scissors, but it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical. That's okay, right? So what I'd like you to do, and this can be kind of rough, is I'd like you to kind of line up where the top of your tool is going to be and where the bottom of your tool is going to be. So can you guys see that? That you're where the top and the bottom is. And what you're going to do is you're going to start to draw in, like we did yesterday with the line of symmetry. Start with one side. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start with the left side so I don't smudge and smear it all over the place. Okay, so there's a couple of things you can do. Remember yesterday when we did the visual measuring and we measured how big the bottle was with the ruler? Sometimes it's not necessary to waste your time with a ruler. Sometimes you can use your fingers. So can everyone see the screen right now? Can everyone look up? Look up at the screen, right? I'm gonna measure the head of this pliers. And I'm gonna keep my fingers stationary and I'm gonna put a tick mark for where the bottom of this head is. So that means this is gonna be, this whole top section is gonna occupy this space here. And then all of the bottom here is going to be the handle, okay? I can also measure the width. So I can use my fingers, right? And I center it on the line and I put in tick marks for the width of the handles, right? So instead of using a ruler this time, I'm using my fingers to measure. And it seemed like to me, and you have to do a comparison, it depends on how much you open your pliers or your tool up. Mine's pretty much like the width of my handle is about the height of my handles, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing in. I'm gonna pull this a little bit closer to me so I can actually see it from an aerial view. what I'm going to have you do is start to draw in. So I'm looking at the negative space here. What does the shape from here to here? So everyone looking, this is the negative space, right? What does this shape look like here? Okay, what does that look like? So I'm going to lightly go in there and I'm going to draw it, and then I'm going to draw in the thickness of my handle. Right? So I'm just working on one section at a time. And I'm trying to stay with an aerial view here. Now I'm going to go in kind of lightly. There's a bunch of these grooves here. I'm just going to simplify it right now, and then I'll go back in and add the grooves in later. Okay, so once I've got like the basic shape for one side in, then you can go ahead and start putting in the other side. Okay, if you see thickness, draw it in. So I see the thickness of the handle as well. Okay, so stay nice and light. Mine looks kind of dark, but partially that's just so that you guys can see it on the screen. Okay, draw it in, do the best you can. And you know, you can draw lines that you don't see. So like, if it helps you to connect, since this is like one part of the plier, you can do that. We can always erase details that we can't see later. So remember, the first part is kind of sketchy. It's probably not too perfect. But I'm going to give you plenty of time to go back in and clean it up. You can erase. You can make the lines more crisp. Okay, you can fix your mistakes. You can remeasure. Something looks off, remeasure it. I feel like mine's like too wide here, so I have to kind of go back in and edit this. To make it more symmetrical. Now, if you see thickness, draw in what you see. So I'm just going to check on you, make sure you guys are doing okay. I'm going to stop recording right now.